Yes.
Hey YouTube, I'm Ryan.
I'm Ben.
And we're Tacoma Games. This is the 5th round of our store championships. We've got Eric on the right and Derrick on the left. Ben, what do you think of these two?
I haven't played with Eric too often, but I've definitely seen that list, and it's one that I know I don't like flying against. It's just hard to deal with, and Derrick I've played with a lot, and I know how good of a pilot he is, so definitely going to be a good game.
Yeah, I've only seen you and Derrick play like twice, but he beat you both times.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, I didn't face him at the store championship. Probably helped me during the day.
Yeah. So, first things first, we've got a score to settle going from Vessery to Biggs Darklighter, and that'll let him change one of his eyeball results to crits when either of them are attacking the other. I guess I might as well read off what everybody's got now while we're getting started moving. Eric on the left has Quick Draw with Adaptability, Fire Control System, Lightweight Frame, and the title. Backdraft with VI, Fire Control System, Pattern Analyzer, Lightweight Frame, and the title. And Vessery with a Score to Settle and TIE X7. And Derrick has Miranda with TLT, Extra Munitions, Homing Missiles, Sabine, Seismic Charges, well, 2 sets of Seismic Charges, so with Extra Munitions that's 4 total, and Guidance Chips. Biggs Darklighter with R4D6 and Integrated Astromech. And finally, a Stress Hog Gold Squadron pilot with TLT, R3A2, and the BTL title. It's going to be a few rounds before we get any shooting going, because they decide they want to fly around in circles a bit before we get started.
Kind of works to Derrick's advantage. He doesn't want to come straight at you, especially with that kind of list that he's flying.
No, yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. Also, Derrick really likes to slow roll his small ship big lists at the beginning to take a few rounds before they engage anyway.
It's what rebels do best.
Yeah. He's also really big on that whole rule of 11 thing.
Yeah, I never got good at it, and it's really simple, but it can be tricky keeping that in your mind, but that baffles me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Derrick does like a total of 3-1 straights before finally curving in and going for it. And
yeah.
Here comes Eric pulling Vessery back, which is probably smart since the other two are so far off.
Yeah, and if you send him alone against the 3, it's not going to last long for Vessery.
No, it's not. No, it's not. TIE X7 title. Does that doesn't let you have the token if you're stressed, does it?
No, because of the last FAQ, it's perform a free evade action.
Yeah, so that could be pretty bad if you load up a bunch of stress on the Vessery. Turning in a little bit, but thinking about it. This match is a little too long. I probably should have fast-forwarded these first 5 rounds.
Well, I mean, it gives you a good idea of how to set up each ship, especially if you look at Omega Leader playing it really slow in the back.
It's Quick Draw, I think, actually.
I believe Quick Draw is the one farthest towards Eric, because you can see the slight red on the TIE Fighter.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Quick Draw and Backdraft, not Omega Leader.
Oh, why did I say Omega Leader? I'm used to seeing Omega Leader with Vessery all the time.
Yeah. If he had gone with Omega Leader, he'd have been free to load up Vessery a bit better than just a free EPT and TIE X7. But then again, I guess, what do you put on him if he's an X7?
MK2, especially right in this matchup, it would have been good.
Yeah, Green Banks and Green Straits would have been pretty nice. Uh-oh. Here comes Derrick with the 1 bank. He's getting serious now.
I see this every time, and I don't know if... I think Derrick prides himself in his formation flying in these engagements.
He flies a decent amount of Rebels.
Yeah, and he'll keep them pretty much in line, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I was doing the same thing when I was doing a Fet Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if you have the two of them. If you do a one bank one with one and a three bank with the other, they end up lined up very nicely. But this 1, 2, 3, how he's got him set up now, it does look very nice when he's all said and done with it. So he flies a lot of rebels, so he flies a lot of bigs, so he flies a lot of formations. That's pretty much a straight line bit of reasoning, you know?
For rebels right now, yeah.
And this list, this was, Paul Heaver took this to Last Worlds?
A list similar to this. He was using it at a tournament beforehand, and I think this list that Derrick's using is more true to the one he used before Worlds, and then when he went there, I believe he changed it a little bit, but very similar.
Okay. I mean, it's a halfway decent list. It's got, you know, all three of the things that are going for Rebels right now. Just
exactly.
Like Biggs, Miranda, and a Stress Hog. Those are like their three most functional ships.
Yeah. It's everything that Rebel small ships can do for Rebels.
Looks like we're finally about there. I think next round shooting might be unavoidable.
I would think so. It's gonna be tricky, or close, that is.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I actually think shooting doesn't start till next round.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a bump, but...
Yeah, went through all the trouble to get them all nice and lined up with their different speed bank maneuvers, and then bumps Biggs. It's got to be a bummer.
Well, luckily I don't think at this moment it's too crucial, but it does happen.
Yeah, it happens. It's part of X-Wing.
It's the infamous spatial drift.
There's potentially a lot of damage on Miranda. So, two homing missiles. If she drops shields for both of them, that's 2 5-dice attacks, and then 4 seismics. You can get all those off. That's a lot of damage.
It's a whole lot of damage, especially those seismics.
Yeah, and PS8. PS8's kind of a bummer this matchup against 2 9s.
Yeah, it's going to be rough, but luckily the slam will counteract some of that PS advantage that Eric has.
Yeah. And she's straight up got the advantage of her Vessery. She could be very dangerous to Vessery if Derrick plays his cards right.
But, ooh. Yeah, that's a rough one.
Onto a debris field. But with Pattern Analyzer, he's able to barrel roll backdraft off before the stress kicks in. So that's backdraft for sure. I probably should have numbered them, but my video editing software doesn't actually do that. Like, just put numbers up and move them. Yeah, because every time I move them, it wants all the numbers to be at that position for the entire video. So I don't know how we're going to do that. It's a good thing I only had to deal with one TLT list, and that wasn't super pertinent that anything gets marked. This one where we got backdraft and quick draw, and they're all kind of equipped different, it's kind of a bummer. But as soon as the shooting starts, they're much easier to keep track of. Just know we got backdraft on the left and quick draw on the right. I was wondering why I didn't... I guess that makes sense now, though. I was thinking it kind of made more sense to put quick draw with the pattern analyzer rather than backdraft, because quick draw is probably the more valuable ace out of the two, but backdraft will probably make better use of it with the sloops, now that I think about it.
I don't know. I wouldn't think backdraft would need the sloops as much, especially the benefit that it gets from shooting out of the rear arc.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right that pattern analyzer should have been on quick draw, but...
Yeah, actually. he'd gone with an Omega Leader, he could have pattern analyzed both of them and still had points to go for like the full like 29 point stealth device Omega Leader.
Well, that's silly to put pattern analyzer and Omega Leader over comm relay.
No, I'm sorry. I meant he could have put pattern analyzer on both the SFs.
Oh.
And had points for a fully loaded Omega Leader instead of Vessery.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wouldn't have as much punch. So.
No. Omega Leader be a better closer if you could keep him alive long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So the Stress Hog's got a stress, which is absolutely not a big deal.
No.
That's literally his job.
It's the start of its no actions for the rest of the game.
Yeah. No actions ever. Period. End of sentence. All right, here we go. This round, we're going to get some shooting finally.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid it.
Focus and evade for Vessery.
I guess a big question right now is if Miranda will have Vessery in range for a target lock.
Yes. That'll dictate exactly how exciting this first round of shooting is. And yeah, looks like Derrick's going for it.
Oh yeah. Definitely in range.
Gonna be through a rock, but probably still get some damage through.
It's still going to be, I don't think anything else is really going to get to Miranda, so it's going to be a 5-dice homing missile.
Oh yeah. With Biggs there, that's the main reason Biggs is in this list, so that Miranda can afford to slug out 5-dice attacks here and there. Backdraft clears the stress. Looks like he was going for a target lock onto the Y-Wing. Couldn't get it and is going for a barrel roll instead.
It's a safe move. I don't think Backdraft is going to be attacked much, so.
Probably not. At this point, Derrick's probably just going to unload everything he's got into poor Vessery.
But good move for Backdraft since their dial doesn't really work with going too fast, so they can get a nice little tight turn in there for next round.
Yeah. Looks like Quick Draw is going to get a shot at the Y-Wing at least. Maybe Biggs is probably out of range.
You'd hope so.
And yep, looks like that's exactly the case. Attack at the Y-Wing. Hit crit. Nothing.
Good start.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to get that Stress Hog down. It's a lot of control. Miranda's up next. Drops a shield, 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to hurt. Yep, definitely threw a rock.
Definitely. So, 5 dice against 4.
4 with a focus and an evade.
Well, not really an evade.
Oh, yeah, because homing missile. Spending the target lock because homing missile is awesome.
Ooh.
Yep. With chips, that's 4 hits and a crit.
It's worth all the 5 points it costs.
Yes. Well, especially with extra munitions, gotta get to do it twice. That is about as good as Eric could have expected.
Against a defender through a debris,
Yeah. Still, 2 shields down on Vessery. That's 1/3 of him. Not a bad opening shot for Miranda. Vessery's up next. Probably has to take the shot at Biggs. And yeah, that's going to be through a rock as well. Ooh.
Oh,
good,
all right.
Good roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. And you can't R4D6 that crit, so.
Nope. Loose stabilizer, so Derrick decides to keep it rather than using the integrated astromech.
Not the worst one for it to get.
No. Really could have gone much worse. Big shooting back. Three hits.
Everyone's dice has been, and for attack dice, have all been pretty good so far.
Ooh.
And look at that.
There's a very good roll on Vessery's behalf. Primary on to Vessery for BTL. Nothing. Does he decide to say the title? You don't have to shoot at the same target, do you?
No, you do not. So it's either Vessery again or get one on quick draw.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see the merits of both. You know, if you double stress Vessery, it's going to shut down X7, make him easier to kill. But getting a stress on a quick draw is probably not a bad idea. It limits his options if he wants to try to clear that stress.
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody was ready to fight stress hogs today. All the matches I've gone through where there was a stress hog involved. Somebody's had to stop and get more stress tokens out. Did opt to put the stress onto quick draw, but we had 2 TLT shots where nothing happened.
And the Y-Wing's goal isn't for damage necessarily.
No, it's control. This whole list is about control. Honestly, the current state of Rebel meta is almost entirely control. Just lock down their options with the stress hog, lock down their shooting options with Biggs. Biggs who's going on a rock. Oh no.
Oh, it's very close.
Looks like he squeezed right by.
Yeah.
Oh, good for Derrick. I wonder where Miranda's going. That was sarcasm. She's going to be taking a 1 straight too, obviously.
I don't know. That 2 heart to the left, I think it's a good move.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. No one will see it coming.
Well, definitely not.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Getting the Y-Wing out of the way. Opts for a 5 straight.
I mean, you're avoiding more stress. You lose the shot, but...
Yeah. And, I mean, actually, it's a really safe bet, because it was definitely not going to get shot at by Biggs or the Y-Wing. So, no more stress, probably okay with your 4 hit points, and if Miranda wanted to shoot at you, what's she going to do, take her range 1? I mean, she's probably better served shooting a homing missile at somebody else.
Yeah. Even if Miranda drops the shield, it's a 4 dice primary against a defender with focus and evade. So
yeah, that's probably not a good gamble. I mean, the homing missile pays off because you can't use the evade token, but... So Derrick squeezes Miranda in there. I'm guessing probably a target lock onto quick draw. Who's again the one on the right? And it looks like he'll get it. So those fancy target locks from Worlds.
Yeah, I know.
Derrick went to Worlds and he made cut, didn't he?
Yeah, he made day 2, and that's how he got the shield tokens. Oh, shield tokens, target locks.
It's good for him.
Yeah. Ooh.
Backdraft flying fancy, going to engage with a sloop.
Luckily, with pattern analyzer there, you can reposition all before taking a stress.
Because it looks like that Y is just out of arc, probably.
But I think he can barrel roll it in with get a shot on the Y and avoid bigs at the same time. Maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Or unless he wants to go for bigs. I mean, bigs does only have 2 hole left, so.
Yeah.
Or 3 if you count integrated.
And at this point, it might be best to just try to get bigs off the table.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're shooting first with 2 ships.
Yeah. And he absolutely needed that barrel roll to get backdraft out of quick draws away.
There you go.
So, backdraft out the back is pretty scary. Doesn't he add a crit result or something silly like that?
He adds a hit or a crit, one of those 2.
Yeah. 2 dice onto Biggs. Biggs decides to spend it. Or 2 damage onto Biggs. So it's 1 more. Biggs has exactly 1 hit point left. Hasn't spent his integrated astromech yet. Kind of scary for Biggs right now.
Yeah, especially if Miranda wants to fire the homing missile at quick draw, it becomes a double-edged sword, and like you're accelerating Biggs's destruction.
Yeah. Looks like that's going to be just barely range 1 in arc. And yep, adds a crit, I believe.
Yes, it does.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
no
that's pretty
mods.
bad.
Well, now he's going to integrate astromech that crit, and Biggs will live to, well, shoot 1 more round at least.
Yeah, we'll see if quick draw does anything with its ability.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Mm-hmm. And Eric finally remembered the fire control system. He's been forgetting it on 2 attacks so far. And of course, the poor guy remembers it on... on quick draw, it's about to matter. But
yes.
There's that 5 dice homing missile at quick draw. With guidance ships, it's 4 hits and a crit again. And quick draw is significantly less suited to handle that.
Yeah, well, luckily lightweight frame helped with that.
Yeah, a bit. That still shields down on quick draw, so only get to use his ability once. Now it is slightly more flexible than Dengar. He doesn't have to shoot back at the same target.
Ooh.
And so Eric's shooting at Biggs.
And it is enough, so.
Yep. So that'll get Biggs off the table.
Removes 1 part of Derrick's control aspect, which Eric desperately needs. But he's doing a good job so far.
Yeah. Now it's just a matter to get through Miranda's regen and 6 more hit points worth of Y-Wing. There's 2 from the primary.
Ooh.
Yeah, ouch. Quick draws down to 1 health.
Well, luckily can't do TLT this turn, so...
Nope.
Just that.
So only 1 stress, and quick draw gets to fly away.
I think what he has to worry about right now for quick draw mainly is avoiding the seismic charges, which I think it can do pretty easily.
Yeah, quick draw can. Vessery is in a slightly worse situation for that.
A 4K might be able to go past the range on a seismic.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, it's a defender. It's gonna 4K.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
The only option right now for it, really.
And there it goes. Free focus, or free evade, probably focuses.
Since with the other ones have fire control system, they'll have the target locks before he shoots. quick
Well,
draw and backdraft will.
Assuming Eric remembers them.
Yes.
That was a big thing all tournament long. Is people forgetting their fire control systems.
All right. So, yeah. Well, Derrick decides to not try a seismic charge this turn to hit Vessery. Maybe for the best.
Probably for the best. I mean, if you got 4 of them, you can be a little reckless with them, but yeah. I mean, once Biggs goes down, you've only got a very little amount of time that people are going to be shooting at that Y-wing before Miranda's in trouble. And you've got to make all those charges count.
Yes. I actually completely didn't realize that backdraft was looking the other way. And that threw me off a bit.
Yeah, he slooped in last round. It was very fancy. Mark the Y.
Yeah, Eric's going to take real advantage of those rear arcs and those special forces.
Rear arcs are nice, man. They catch people off guard all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's only like, what, 3 ships with rear arcs right now? The Fire Spray, the SF, and the Arc?
Technically the Ghost as well.
Yeah, I guess technically the Ghost, but only with Title or shooting torpedoes.
Yeah, it can use torpedoes out of the front and back.
Focus is up with Quick Draw, so only shot Quick Draw is going to have is out the back. Which is fine. Ooh, does he spend it? He spends it.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think Miranda could pretty easily do 1 point of damage with her primary at this point.
With a target lock and focus on quick draw? Probably, but...
So I guess maybe you just try to... You accept it. You try to maximize damage before he goes down. Ooh. 2 crits, 2 hits after the focus token. This could finish the Y-Wing off entirely. Yeah. Gets it. Still 2 crits. Could still do it.
Oh, yeah. Any direct hits or major explosions? Scary.
Major hull breach. Well, if you got 1 hit point left, that doesn't matter. Damage cockpit.
Doesn't matter right now.
Nope.
So.
Nope. PS2 to 0. Who cares? Miranda's gonna shoot. Probably goes for quick draw. I think that's the smart move.
1 hull left. You're range 1.
Yeah. Granted, he lucked out. He completely trivialized quick draw's pilot ability in the first round of combat. Only took the one return fire shot. That was good for him. Ooh, dropped a... Oh, hilarious. He actually went to get a shield back and still killed quick draw.
Goes down to dice at some point, so...
Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is still a dice game, predominantly, you know? I mean, there's ships you move around and stuff, but it's the dice that decide how things go. Looks like range 3 through a rock at Miranda from Vessery. So, no fancy target lock shenanigans for Vessery, and it looks like he did forget both his fire control systems on the Y, too.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Pretty bad for Vessery.
Yeah. Probably wasn't going to crack that anyway.
I think that was the most evades I ever seen Miranda roll naturally.
Yeah. It's like first round, we had a range through a rock at a Y-wing, and it just dropped 3 evades on the table. That happens sometimes. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That shields down on backdraft, too. So, at this point, Eric has, 7 hit points on the table?
Looks like it, yeah.
I mean, he could still pull this off, but that was a really good round for Derrick.
You have to really start going into Miranda before she starts getting her shields back.
Yeah, well, and I mean, on a round like that, getting a shield back and still killing quick draw, that's rough. That's rough.
It's hard to get anything more frustrating than cold dice in a game.
Ooh, and that's going to be our first seismic charge of the game. Yeah.
Derrick didn't have too much choice where Vessery was going to go.
No, I mean, he could have maybe done a 3-bank or a 3-hard left and tried to just turn around next round. But if he wants to kill that Y-wing, yeah, he's going to have to eat this one.
Mm-hmm.
Still, when you've only got 7 hit points on the table, and it's going to be 5 now, that's got to be disheartening. Miranda takes a target lock onto backdraft.
Well, luckily, after this round, most likely it'll only be Miranda versus Eric's 2 ships remaining.
Oh yeah, there's no way a 1 agility ship lives through this round.
I've seen it. It can happen.
Yeah, I guess it could happen. If Derrick gets a bump so that backdraft can't shoot at it, and then just gets really lucky when Vessery goes, I guess he could live through this. Seismic charge, that's going to be... Oh, that's right, the Y-wing's already gone. It's 2 damage on a Vessery, 2 hull left. Only got 1 crit on the table, debating spending the focus. If he spends it, the Y-wing's definitely dead.
I would spend it. I mean, it doesn't hurt. But
Opts not to.
Okay.
Kills it anyway.
Worked out.
It worked out, but I mean, if paint would have come up, would have gotten an evade or something, that would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Especially since it looked like Derrick put the range 1 down. We would have gotten the full title out of it.
Yeah, and twin laser turret onto a... Even with lightweight frame, it's a 3 agility ship. It's still, chances are in favor of TLT.
First TLT shot gets the last shield back. Miranda's back up to full shields. And Vessery's got to spend both of them. Gosh, with only 2 hit points left, I guess just spend it?
Yeah, because if you do spend it, the next shot won't kill you.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a
tough
call.
Yeah.
Eric's running out of options at this point.
Ooh.
Ouch. 1 hit point left on Vessery. 3 on backdraft. And it looks like Miranda's just out of arc. The last couple rounds have gone very well for Derrick.
Wondering if it's the dice he got from Worlds that are helping him, but who knows?
Maybe. I mean, all the dice are full of bubbles, but the ones from Worlds are full of strategically placed bubbles.
Yeah, the good bubbles.
The good bubbles, not the bad bubbles.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about, of just Miranda avoiding shots and just picking away at these 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and with backdraft just out of range. Whew. Doesn't look good for Vessery. Well, that looks better for Vessery.
Much better.
Gets it natural on the dice, that's good. With tokens, second shot's probably not getting through. Well, definitely not like that. I mean, you might as well spend the focus, but...
Or the evade, either way.
No, I meant on Derrick's side, he spent the focus for the 1 hit.
No ray on Miranda, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Coming in fast.
Yeah, hoping for arc. I mean, at this point, he's got to be thinking he's got maybe 1, 2 good shots out of Vessery left tops.
Ooh. Oh.
Well, with that done, and backdraft probably K-turning or slooping, there might not be any shots this round at all.
I mean, probably not a bad situation for Eric.
No. Yeah, if he can keep them both on the table long enough for them both to engage Miranda at the same time, that's probably his best case scenario right here.
Yes. And I think next turn could probably get that happening with both of them engaging Miranda.
Yeah, because Miranda's got to go at least a 1 straight. Vessery K turns out of the way, and backdraft. Takes a 1 bank. Probably going to get shooting out of both of them. Now, if you can remember that fire control system, Vessery could actually be pretty dangerous too.
Yes, if it survives after Miranda shooting at Vessery, that would be very important. Yeah.
Probably the right move for Miranda. Trying to get out of there.
Okay, I was maybe thinking a slam, but you have full hull and shields on Miranda. I mean,
yeah, Derrick can afford to take chances to try to kill Vessery right now, or even plink away at backdraft. 3 hits from backdraft. 1 evade from Miranda, 2 shields down.
And good, he remembers the fire control system.
Good. He's gonna need it.
Very important.
Yeah. Really cuts down on Vessery's firepower if you forget it. Gets a shield back, 2 hits. Every time he's gone to get a shield back, he's really good. And no, he's plinking at backdraft now.
Oh, backdraft. Okay, never mind.
Spends the focus. And could do it, but doesn't. 2 hull remaining on the board for Eric. And Miranda's still at, 8 hit points?
Yeah, it's real rough.
3 hits from Vessery. So he finally remembers the fire control system and then doesn't need the target lock.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But shield's gone on Miranda, so...
Well, for now.
Well, I mean, she can't add any dice to her hits, or to her attacks.
Yeah. Although I've never really thought that adding dice to a TLT has been like a super good move.
I've used it before on, especially Fenrau.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you'd kind of need to use it on somebody like Fen.
Yeah, because even if they're at range 3 with auto thrusters, you're rolling more dice than them.
Eric decides for the barrel roll, probably a good idea. I think he would have been just barely outside of seismic range, but it's not worth gambling on.
Not at 1 hole, no.
No.
Even at 2 hole with Sabine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not worth messing around with. 3 straight's probably a halfway decent idea, but I don't think there was any maneuver he could have done that didn't involve a slam that could have kept Miranda from taking a shot or 2 this round. Probably 2. Right side is they'll both be range 3. Just barely unobstructed.
Backdraft has as many mods as he can want, so...
Yeah. Who do you spend it? That's a tough call.
Yeah.
I think I would have Oh, goes for the target lock.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, it goes for the target lock to keep the focus for defense, and it didn't pay off for him. That's a bummer. Oh. Derrick's dice have been working out really well for him this game.
It's the good bubbles.
It's a good bubbles. Hit crit back at quick draw. Yep, that's that. And Miranda gets a shield back on the attack. Every time he's dropped, every single time he's gotten a shield back, it's been a hit anyway.
He's condensing his luck into less dice, so...
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I've learned that from Bosk with his evade dice.
Yeah, micro adjustments.
Yeah.
Ouch. Just getting the shield gone. It's not looking good for Eric. He needs a crucial crit through, or he might as well pack up and go home, you know? I mean, it's not like he can get half points on Miranda.
No, not on small ships. I always love the game of visualizing where a bomb will be.
Yeah. Plays it safe. Probably the right move. I mean, it looks like Vessery's going to have a shot, but... Naked dice. Oh. Focus token rolling off the edge of the table. Oh no, evade. That's right, he uses silly little triangles for his focus tokens.
I mean, they don't go anywhere, so...
No, I don't think I've ever played a game against Derrick.
I don't think I have either.
Really?
No. For places I've been, no. I have never played against Eric.
Well, I mean, he's definitely doing well at this tournament. I mean, if you're at this table, this is the last round before cut, you must be doing pretty well for yourself. Spends the evade to avoid damage. Miranda's shooting again. Nothing. Spend the target lock?
Yeah, what else do you have? I guess not.
Decides not to. Ooh.
Not bad.
Well, the way Derrick's dice have been, they finally went cold on him.
And that's a crit through. Depends what it is.
That could swing things. Damaged cockpit, that's probably exactly what it needed to see.
Yeah, now Miranda has to be aggressive with those seismic charges.
Yeah, has to be preemptive with them. This is the second charge down, still 2 more to go. Never really like putting down bombs, reveal bombs. They just feel awkward to me. Trying to get the little template out when you're done with it. But yeah, I think from here on out, I think Miranda goes fast and slams around and tries to avoid engaging for a while.
And hope that one of the charges hit Vessery.
Yeah. And if Vessery had a 3 banked, he'd probably been pretty hard pressed to avoid it. He's definitely going to barrel roll, though. You don't not barrel roll here.
Oh, no, because, I mean, even without Sabine, that's enough.
Yeah, I think we're going to get pretty cat and mouse for a while here. No shots.
Which, I mean, the situation became very good for Eric with that Pout Skill 0 crit.
Yeah, like I think that's exactly what he needed to see to turn this around and give him a shot at winning this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the one, I'm not sure, is the one that lowers all of your attacking by 1 dice. Is that in both decks?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That one maybe could have turned things around too.
I mean, you can get rid of it, and there's nothing stopping Miranda from taking actions, really, unless she really needs a slam.
Yeah. Yeah, no advanced slam on this Miranda.
Oh, that's right. Oh, guidance chips. Well, it came in handy for the homing missiles, but
Yeah, the guidance tips was definitely used on both missiles, so it was worth the 0 points, I think. Oh, well, more than that. Advanced Slam's 1 point?
2 points.
2 points. His list doesn't have the points available for it.
No, but I mean, you don't care about initiative, really.
Yeah. I'm saying he's exactly at 100. I guess he could have dropped a seismic charge if he wanted Advanced Slam instead. I don't think that's worth it. I think Guidance Chips works better with what he's doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how many bombs he dropped throughout the course of the day, but I can pretty easily see Miranda going through 4 of the stupid things.
Yeah, and without Advanced Slam and having the 4 seismic charges, you don't need to worry about getting away so fast, because if anyone's behind you, they have to worry about those.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be a while before Derrick turns back around and goes to engage. Which is the right move here. And actually, I guess if Derrick wanted to, he could just run the clock out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, he's winning on points. Now, the problem there is if you want to make a cut, MOV matters, right?
Yes.
And if he just runs away with this one, his MOV is going to be tanked really bad. He's got to try to kill Vessery at this point.
Only 15 points over his opponent, so
yeah, that's rough. That's rough. If he kills Vessery, that's 48 points over. That's not bad. But like I said, this is the last round before the cut, and everybody knows what the stakes are. So Derrick's definitely probably going... It's probably exactly what he's thinking about right now, is trying to make his MOV happen here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, sometimes no one intentionally goes slow, but I think at this point, both of them are playing fast to get as many turns in as possible.
Yeah.
And I think I actually did watch a little bit of this match right at this moment, just for a little bit.
You did pop in at some point. I remember hearing you on the recording.
I remember the small rock that Miranda's by, somewhere there. So didn't see the end of it, so I don't remember entirely what happens. So it's exciting for me.
Debating the slam. Goes for it.
Yeah, that 3 hard on the defender is pretty useful.
Yeah, I don't know if he goes for that 3 hard. He might get shots regardless.
Maybe.
Might need a barrel roll.
I mean, you'd hope not.
That's pretty close. And really, if you can get in range, you go for it here. I mean, you're probably going to be throwing whatever you got, but she's not shooting back.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, do you barrel roll in for a unmodified shot?
I think you go for it.
Since Miranda's not shooting back?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get very many opportunities like this. You might as well go for it. Especially if you can get even 1 point of damage through. Vessery's now got the advantage. His PS is higher. If you get just 1 point of damage through, you're in the range where Vessery could conceivably kill her before she shoots back next round. So I think you go for it.
Oh, yeah.
And he does. So this is super important. Can Vessery get just a couple points of damage? Oh.
1? Oh, well. Oh.
Yeah, not with the way Derrick's green dice have been this game.
It was worth a try, so.
It was worth a try. You had to go for it, you know? Derrick goes for a 2 hard to the left. Probably going to focus. Got it. Well, what else is he going to do, really? Ooh.
Interesting.
Looks like Eric... I don't know. Was Eric considering he was going the other way? I don't know. Did he dial the wrong thing on the dial? I don't know what the reasoning there was.
He might have.
Because with where Miranda was at, there's not... Yeah, maybe he did just dial. I've done that before, too.
Oh, yeah.
Put the wrong thing on there. Looks like that's just barely not obstructed. This could be it. Gets a shield back. Nothing.
Not worth the target lock, I think.
No. This one's worth a focus, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Blanks out. That's that. There's the handshake.
Oh, no. Very good game. I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty decent showcase of what a loaded-up Miranda could do, too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Not a bad game. Decent cat and mouse at the end there. I definitely should have fast-forwarded at the beginning, but... I'm not very good at doing this yet.
It's all a learning process.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was exciting. You don't see Imperials too often in the last couple store champs.
There was only a couple of Imperial lists at all. There was these two, and then Kim. Of course, Kim's flying Imperials, right?
Yes.
But yeah, and both of the Imperial lists we saw with last game and this game, I want to say they both made top 8, or no, Cole just barely missed top 8, didn't he?
Oh, I can't remember entirely, but I know they were real close.
Yeah. Well, at this point, this was the end of the cut. We might as well talk about the cut.
Yeah.
Right? So, Derrick on the right missed top 4 by like 4 MOV.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So he definitely needed to do this, but he needed more points. He needed to... I was going to say, I don't think there's any way for him to get that many points in this game, because there was no way the Y-Wing was going to live through this.
If he shot... No, because of this, the last turn where the Y-Wing was at, even if you shot forward and try to get away, backdraft has both arcs, so
yeah,
there was no avoiding it that turn.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, not even considering how the match went, just considering the two lists, I think Miranda living through this is about the best you can expect for how this... Because Biggs isn't going to live through this. There's a lot of damage being flung around.
His job is to not live through it.
Well, yeah. And then the Y-Wings, 1 agility ship against Vessery, Backdraft, and Quick Draw, he's doomed.
It's 9 dice coming at him, at least.
He's done. Frankly, it's a miracle he lasted as long as he did. So yeah, I guess there wasn't really any chance of Derrick making it with this as his final matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the best you can hope for a win, really, with the list. Well, not the best you can hope for, but...
Well, no, the best he could hope for is for you to do more poorly in your match.
Yes, well...
Because you did make top 4, and you're the guy who beat Derrick by like 4 points.
By 4 points, yeah, I know. Yeah. Believe me, I got a... I mean, I wouldn't say I got an earful from Derrick, but he was definitely a little...
Yeah.
A little bothered by it, but...
Yeah, both days, too. Because you got an earful about it today, and then the next... Well, not today. On Saturday. And then Sunday was the Destiny tournament, where Derrick was there, and I'm sure gave you an earful about it there, too.
It wasn't until later where he was talking about my game with Brian and how that went, and pretty much sealed the fate for him later in the day. Yeah.
So, our top 4 for X-Wing was you and 4. Brian, who you were up against in video 2, actually... Like you beat him pretty solidly in video 2, but he actually was pretty far ahead of you. He was like 40 or 50 points ahead of you in MOV by the time the last round was over.
I was his only loss, so...
Yeah, he did really well. And then Forrest, who you guys haven't seen yet, but he'll be in the next video. And Corwin, who won video 3. And so that's our top 4. We have 2 more videos coming for you guys. The next one is going to be Forrest versus Brian. And then the final one will be, well, whoever makes it that far.
Yes.
Well, it's over an hour. We should wrap this up.
Yeah, it's a long one.
It is a long one.
Seems as though videos with you and me, because I was in the Skirk video, end up somehow being the longest.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, this one was starting at like 50 minutes of raw video to begin with. At any rate, I'm Ryan.
I'm Ben.
And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have more videos coming up for you soon.